Near you stick with leading fortune on Wednesday at Shardtin. You rode him last time out. What was your assessment of his run?
Yeah, his run was very good last time. He hit the line quite strong. He's he's a lightly raced type, so he's still doing a few things wrong. You notice when Joe won on him, he ran around a bit and bumped with another runner, but he seemed to do that a little bit with me in the straight. And although he's hitting the line, but he just wasn't attacking it as strongly as I think he can be. Look, he's obviously still learning, and if he's doing this while he's still running around a bit, so it just shows that he's got a little bit left in him. So, look, he's got a better draw this time. He's not a horse that has fully natural speed anyway to be able to take advantage of that, but hopefully he can just track up into a position wherever that may be, and just get him to the outside, and hopefully with the longer straight on a C track he can attack the line strongly again.
So there is natural ability there, but he's just learning his craft still?
Yeah, he's still a bit green, and John is obviously bringing him on nice and slowly. I'm not sure if it was my choice to stick with the horse. It's just the circumstances around the race gave me a chance to be able to get back on him. So hopefully I can, use that to my advantage and get a win on him.
So that's the horse. You missed out on half your book of rides on Saturday due to a hip injury. How are you?
Yeah, I just, I rode Jade Fortune in the gates, and he was probably in the gates a little bit too long. I think something else got a little bit upset, and he's not a horse that wants to be in there too long, and he just got a bit agitated and he reared over, and I fell at the back, and I had my left leg kind of half trapped the back of the stalls, so I hung for a bit, and then I just dropped on my back and I just banged my hip a little bit. But look, it was more of it was a little bit of an irritation, but it was more of a precaution. We got 5 meetings left, and I didn't want to just press on and do any more damage and end up missing out the last 5 meetings of the season. So it was more of a precautionary measure just to make sure. And look, it doesn't take much to keep Iron Man down, Eddie. You should know that. But look, we're back, and we're ready to go.
Blake, so awesome young horse who looks an improver. Are you getting on at the right time?
I hope so. Yeah, I thought I was getting on at the right time last time, but he ran into a very smart horse in Mighty Valor. But I thought he went down fighting as a distant margin to third, which is always a good sign. He appears an improving type. I expect him to run well again.
We've also seen that form, Frank. You mentioned a big gap to third, fourth, and that race was Chikorita. So you know how strongly that form stacks up.
Sure, yeah, sure. And I think all the form lines have been good through the horse. He's a young horse. He's a progressive horse. So I do feel when I rode him in his track work leading into his last start that there's a good engine there, and so I think he's on the way up and ready to run another good race.
That was on a wet track. Would he be better on a firmer track?
Look, I don't believe so. I think his runs prior to last start were quite good, but he just drew off the track and didn't have much luck. Yes, it was rain affected. He handled it well. I think he'll perform well on the drier surface, no problem at all.
You also take on Honest Way, who you've been riding recently. He switches back to Shardtin. Did he give you the feel of a horse that'd be better at this track?
Yes, he does. I think he's going to be one of my main dangers. He just can't get traction at the right time at Happy Valley. So I think coming to the more open stretches at Shardtin, that's where he seems to obviously win, and he must be respected.
Zach Metagenji, you rode him for the first time last time out. What did you make of that run?
Oh, it was a good performance. I was a little bit disappointed he didn't win. He moved up like he had the race won, and I felt like he sort of just dug his toes in a little bit and gave it up. So it wasn't ideal, but he gets another chance.
He does. He's gone close on a couple of occasions recently. Is he an improving type of horse? Is he finding his form here?
Yeah, I think he is. He's just starting to race in a more generous manner as well. He's a horse that's wanted to do a few little things wrong in his races, but he's starting to wrap his head around it.
There looks to be enough pace on in the race. You're quite handy last time out. Ideally, where would you like to have him in the run?
Just wherever he's comfortable. I'll let him tell me where he wants to be.
Vincent, winning dreamer. You'd ridden him at the trials leading into that first up run. Were you impressed with how he won on debut?
Yeah, it is a nice horse for sure, and at the trials he did very well. Even last trial, he relaxed well behind horses and he comes strong.
In that win last time out, how much horse did you have left underneath you? It felt like you didn't have to use up all of him in that race to win.
No, not too much. And we got tailwind that day, and when I was in front, it was very comfortable, and he picked up really nice too.
You've ridden him at the trial since then. Has he taken another step forward because he's now stepping up to Class 3 on Wednesday?
Yeah, don't think it's a problem for him, Class 3. He should still be able to do it.
He looks an exciting horse. You won't want to be jumping off him anytime soon, I'm sure.
Oh, hopefully not. And yeah, I love to ride him, and definitely a talented horse.